I'm back with another triggering topic, and y'all saw the thumbnail. And I mean, I think that we all know this, but I really do love to add proof in my videos. So here we are. And we're going to have some proof today that men think that women should obey men or face the consequences. Also, proof that men have a very clear double standard when it comes to women, which I'll get into later. But please watch this clip, and I'll be right back.
I went down there and I walked in and they're all sitting there in the kitchen.
And this is downstairs.
Right? Downstairs. I walked in and I said, Ron and Linda, you need to leave. And my wife said, they're not going anywhere. I'm half owner of this place. They stay here as long as they want to. Mm-hmm. So I went outside, I got my gun, I walked back in, shot them all in the head. Then I shot them all in the head again to make sure they were down.
Okay. So where was Ron at when you shot him?
Sitting in my chair at the table.
Sitting in your chair at the table.
And, when I told them they needed to leave, they didn't make a move to get up. They looked at her and decided they were staying.
They just ignored you.
And that's when I decided, all right then.
Now, you would think that you would hear a story about a man who unalived his wife, who was sick, mind you. She was recovering from back surgery, and her elderly parents came to help her recover. Now, we could also say that that is very strange that her husband was not there, and he was not the one that was assisting her and helping her to recover, but I digress. You would think also that hearing a man unemotionally speak about double tapping and unaliving his wife and her elderly parents would disgust men, right? Because where would the world be without men? They say all the time, we've built everything. We've given you rights. We've did all of these fantastic things. We're men. Well, it seems like if you're men and you're so fantastic, you would actually be disgusted by this behavior. Really confused because I would think that men would be disgusted by the fact that another fellow man lost their life and was out here being double tapped by a complete psychopath. But, whatever. And you would also think that upon further research, finding out that this man unalived her parents first so that she could see it, and that he actually pew-pewed her in her eye, that would make men just say, oh my goodness, this is disgusting. We wholeheartedly don't condone this type of violent behavior. We can't even believe this because we want to make sure that we don't condone this behavior because we don't want you to continually choose the bear. We were very offended when you had the whole bear versus man conversation. No. So let me read some of the comments underneath this video from men. And there were comments underneath this video from all races of men, but I will say this. More specifically, there was an overwhelming majority of white tea men specifically on this post. And I feel the need to call it out because constantly and consistently there are black women underneath my videos commenting that, oh, you just have to choose a white tea man and everything's going to be perfect. You just have to choose a white tea man and he's not going to be violent. He's not going to do this, that, and the third to you. It's just black men. Now, if I call out black men for their nonsense, I will absolutely wholeheartedly call white tea men out on their nonsense as well. And I don't want black women to live in some type of fantasy world that white tea men somehow think about women in a different way than the whole gender of the male species. I have no idea. I'm sorry. I don't even want to talk about this, but it's been underneath my comments now for a while, and it is very annoying. White tea men wholeheartedly think the same way that all of these other races of men think about women. The subservience, the domination, I feel like I'll be able to abuse you if you don't do something that I say. This is very present in the psyche of white tea men as well as every other race of man on the complete planet. And I really need women to understand that and know that, because if you don't know that and you live in a fantasy world, you will become a victim. The victim just won't look like you. That's all. You'll totally ignore the men that will victimize you that are black, but you will easily be open to being victimized by a non-black man. And that is a problem. Seeing as though the white man is the OG one that placed these patriarchal rules and placed this whole situation here of me man, you woman, you do what I say or I will knock your teeth in. But anyway, I'm not even about to even go further into that. If you want me to make a video about that, I can. But if you are a woman that is elevating white men and putting them on a pedestal, please do not leave any ignorant comments down below, because I promise you, I'm just going to block you for real, because the cognitive dissonance is very real with y'all. All right. And y'all be in my comments and sometimes I just let it rock. I don't even say anything, but the best and smartest way to approach things as a woman, if you're still interested in men, is what I say all the time. You have to look at every man as a possible predator, because every race of man has their own issues and things that they are more predisposed to do. Period. And with black women, seeing as though people look at us as generally lower on the, I guess, society or hierarchical scale or whatever you want to call things, even though it is not true, that makes us more danger for a lot of things. But anyway, I'm sorry that I rambled. Excuse me, y'all. Forgive me. Let me just say this. When I was going through the comments underneath this particular video, there were so many comments that I had, literally thousands, that I just stopped screenshotting, because it's like, I'm not about to just keep on screenshotting and keep on screenshotting and keep on screenshotting. Excuse me. It's not funny, but let me be clear, because clearly I'm tongue-tied. I stopped screenshotting. Okay, so we'll just get started. So here we go. The first comment is from somebody named Jamaica Pics. Yes, I went to their profile. Yes, it is a man. They say this: there is a breaking point in all of us. Notice how calm he is talking. He made peace with that decision. Then someone responded to Jamaica Pics by the name of Old Pecan LLC. Yes, it is a man. Says, good observation. He likely had been disrespected by his wife for years. The sad thing is he won't get his chair back. Now, what's crazy to me is that you can hear that a elderly group of people, a man and a woman, a wife, and a husband, and also a daughter, were brutally unalived by a clear psychopath, and you are making jokes that he's not going to get his chair back. And I also want you guys to also pay attention to the fact that the likes that are on these comments, because that's also scary, because there are men that may be too afraid to leave a comment, but they are liking these comments. So here's the next one from a man named YT Dad 64. So you already know the deal, right? And this person says, most likely he had been disrespected by the entire family for a long time. Now, if you notice, that has 3,849 comments. And what I find to be unusual about that is that men oftentimes feel as if they are disrespected by a woman, or they are told no by a woman, that they have a right to act in a violent manner. They have a right to erase the woman and whoever else pisses them off of the face of the planet. But they feel like women are supposed to accept all type of disrespect, all type of violations for women. And if a woman goes as far as to break a man's PlayStation, or to smack a man, or to cuss a man out, then all of a sudden that's not something that she should be doing. She's immature. She should just walk away. She should have just accepted whatever type of mistreatment, which is really disgusting. But anyway, let me just keep going. He also makes a comment to someone else where he says, maybe, just maybe, the family pushed a good man too far. I would venture to say that you would never be a good man if you were capable of this type of violence. But anyway, let's keep going. So here's another comment from a man named Adam Berry 5891. And also, if you notice, it has 740 likes. He says, good enough explanation. You're free to go, sir. In what world are you free to go when you do something like this? You clearly don't need to be in society. But Ryan Murphy 007702 responds with laugh emojis. Both of these are white males, just so that you know. I see another comment from 88 the Great. And I think this person, I when I was looking at them, I couldn't tell if maybe they were black, or maybe they were, like YT Hispanic or something like that. Or maybe, I don't know. But nonetheless, a man, okay? He says, I used to get disrespected, made fun of, disregarded, overtalked by my ex and her father. I just left their family. Unfortunately, she's got a new younger man that has to deal with all of that now. Moral is know your value and don't tolerate disrespect. Whatever table you're at, leave. Now, once again, I find this to be weird, the projection that this lady was doing that when he has no idea. The fact that he didn't send his condolences, the fact that, in some way, I just feel like he's acting like he understood where this man is coming from. Here's another one. Church one. He says we aren't defending him, but we understand him. Laugh emoji. You saying that is definitely defending him. And you see the comments underneath 100. 100. Yes, I agree. And what's actually really unfortunate here is there are two women which are pick-me's, most definitely. At the bottom, the real Daquana Allen, embarrassing, sis. So embarrassing. Also, Sage Payton, a YT woman. Embarrassing. Yes, I agree. And it's always, I promise you, no matter what a man does, it's always going to be an ignorant, goofy woman that is right there by that man's side, or right there by men's side. You know what I'm saying? Sitting there co-signing the madness and the nonsense. And to me, women that behave like that is just so pick-me-ish that those are the type of pick-me's that you really have to watch out for, because those are the type of pick-me's that will get you in trouble. Those are the type of pick-me's that offer up their children to men just to keep men around. Those are the type of pick-me's that they know their son has unalived somebody and they'll help him hide the body, or they'll help him cover up a grape or something like that. Because here's another woman, a black woman, Naimi, 79, that says no, she was probably letting her parents disrespect her husband for years. Really? Well, if she was doing that, then why didn't he leave? The fact that there are so many women that will go forth to make excuses for men that are violent, I really wish that those women, we could put them on an entire island filled with nothing but men. And then we'll see how they feel after they've been on there for a little while. See what happens. See if men treat them the way that they think they'll be treated. But let me just keep going. We have another woman. And, I just feel like comments like these are excusing the behavior. We have another woman. This is the last woman I'm going to read, though. A Dream Life. She says, they should have left his house. Why agitate the man? Now, look, dead. R.I.P. He would have only had to tell me once to get out. Well, goofball, maybe she didn't think her husband was capable of going in there and double tapping all of them in the brains, because maybe that's why they didn't get up. Because I can guarantee you, if they thought that man was going to double tap them in the head, they would have gotten up and they would have left. You never know what is going to trigger someone to do something so insane. Hindsight is 20/20, goofy. But anyway, let me just keep going, man. Let's get back into the men. So I see a comment from another man. He says, his name is RBT, Ridge Boys. He says, sounds like a lot built up to it. Then another man, the Big 4-0, said, a man's chair is a man's chair. And you see all of these comments have they have a high amount of likes. And I need y'all to know something, that I didn't even go deep dive into the comments that were under the comments, but I did click on them. I just didn't screenshot everything. Men encouraging it, men saying that they understood, men saying that basically you have the right to do this. Then you see another one here, Doritos Dip. You never sit in another man's seat. And you can see all of these are YT men. Okay? The original Family Annihilators. But let's keep going. Just in Time says, not saying it's right, but I understand. Now, imagine. I just want y'all, and I know that I'm just supposed to be reading the comments, but imagine, y'all, if a man got caught cheating on his wife, right? It was in their home, in their bed. She got there. That's way more disrespectful than somebody not leave when you tell them to leave or sit in your chair. Imagine that. Now imagine if that woman went and double tapped that man in the brains and double tapped the chick. Do you think that any of these men would be underneath that comment saying it's not right, but I understand? You don't disrespect a woman like that. You don't play with a woman's feelings like that or emotions. Or if a man was beating the brakes off a woman, he's been beating her for years and he went to sleep and she went in there and unalived him right then. bash his brains right there on the pillows. Do you think that there will be men saying, I understand that you don't disrespect a woman and go to sleep, you don't put your hands on her, you would never in your life hear that. Why? Because men expect women to take all type of disrespect and shut up, because they don't view women as humans, and they don't view women as human beings, as humans with emotions, with feelings. They don't care about your feelings, they don't care about your emotions, they don't care how you feel. All they care about is how they can use you up. And that's why I say you have to really be careful on the type of men that you entertain. Men that are into red pill, even if you look at a man that has no empathy for situations, things that happen to women, but he seems to be deeply empathetic when it happens to men. All of these things are warning signs. But I'm sorry, I just wanted y'all to see this because I just feel like it's just such a double standard. Anyway, let me just keep going, y'all. So, as y'all see right here, I am Jake is real says, definitely don't expect this guy to say anything twice, laugh emoji. And what's funny is that nobody is, nobody cares about the parents, the elderly parents. They were in their 70s. They managed to live their whole 70s in their body to where they were, in good enough health to where they could take care of their 48-year-old daughter. And they lost their lives at the hands of a lunatic. But anyway, so we see one realize, stupid. Oh my gosh. I remember when people used to say that. This man, it has 3,522 likes, as y'all see. He says, Ron should have listened. That was the father. Here's some more comments. Deary John says, you should never sit in someone's chair, especially at the kitchen table. Learn some respect. Here's a comment from a black man, Dr. Boyce Finance. He says, uncomfortable truth. A lot of people lose their lives for disrespecting the wrong man. Go ask men who've been trained to kill in the military. We spent $1 trillion on the war in Iraq because we were disrespected by 9/11. Let me say this. This man is speaking from his business profile, and, you already know that basically this is an acknowledgement of the fact that you understand what this man has done. And that's crazy that you felt comfortable enough to post that with your big, bald head in the frame. But, as, I read these comments, it's not like I have a very high opinion of men. I don't. If anybody ever wanted to know my opinion, I do not have a very high opinion of men. I don't. And I think that, unfortunately, a good man, a true, decent man, a man that really respects women, cares for them, loves them, will treat them with respect is a rarity, honestly and truly. And, people will say, well, how can you think that and you're married? I think that because I do believe that my husband is a rarity. And every time I have gotten on social media, or every time I do these researches and these deep dives on things that expose the male psyche, it makes me realize more and more every day that I am indeed correct. And, what I think is that men are the biggest bullies of all time, because they are, I guess what you would think about if you think about a picture perfect example of a bully. A bully is somebody that tries to abuse somebody or do something to someone that they feel like is not strong enough to stand up to them, right? That is wholeheartedly what men believe in doing. They believe in going for soft targets, easy targets. That's why when you go into these other countries, or you go into like the Middle East, or it's just so many places where they, extremely deeply oppress women, that men they keep going further and further and further and see how far they can, oppress women until women just break. But women keep on and keep on and keep on, because I've said this in other videos, men rely on women not keeping the same energy that they do towards women. And that's the reason why men are able to run amok, because they can say, you know what, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to rape these women. I'm going to unalive these women. I'm going to beat the brakes off of these women. But I know that these women are just going to cower in terror and fear, and they're not going to do anything. They're not going to do anything to me while I'm sleeping. They're not going to, poison me. They're not going to all have a secret coalition where they just start unaliving us when we least expect it. They know that women are not generally programmed to do things like that, so they can do it and get away with it with no consequence. And the thing about it is that if you notice, men will always tell you, I'd rather have respect and love. Respect me. I'd rather you fear me than love me, and all of this other stuff. And you say if you call a man, like, you know how people always say, talk to men nicely. You can't talk to a man like that. You can't treat a man like that. Because if you called him out of his name or you said this, that to him, he just can't handle it. So he's just going to black out and start beating the brakes off of you and beat your teeth and knock your teeth out of your mouth. Sis, you can't do this. You got men over here co-signing a triple homicide, for people saying they don't want to get out of a chair. But like I said earlier, if a man has a baby on a woman, it's so many basketball players, baseball players I see, they didn't have 1, 2, 3, 4 babies on their girls. The women didn't come home and they been cheating on them. The men been taking the girls' money and spending it on other women because they at home not working. Men didn't call women out the name, smacked up women, disrespected women's mothers. Men didn't touch women's children while they were at work, children that may have been theirs or may not have been theirs. All of these things. Well, if a woman goes crazy or goes bananas and does something to a man, it's men everywhere. Oh, she shouldn't have did that. She should have waited for the law. Why did these women go crazy? You shouldn't have did that. Women are crazy, emotional, irrational, all of these things because they expect women to sit there and literally take these things. I remember when I heard the story of the black woman whose husband had been, it had been exposed that he was touching the kids at the daycare. So you sitting here, not only are you disrespecting our marriage, but you're disrespecting children. You're ruining my business. You're doing all of these things. And when that woman pew-pewed that man, all I saw was comments from men saying that she shouldn't have took it there. But you can take it there because a man is sitting in the chair. Because why in the world your lazy behind not taking care of your wife who just had back surgery? You get what I'm saying? But I don't want to keep rambling about this. I just want y'all to know it's a very clear double standard. And that's the reason why I really do believe also that pick-me's are such a scourge to society, because anytime you're a woman and you let a man overstep and you let a man violate and you just accept it, you encourage their thinking that it's cool for them to do it to us, but it's not cool for us to do it to them. You make it to where the double standard is acceptable. You get what I'm saying? Anytime you say, oh, yes, a man, he needs variety. He's not like women. A woman can be satisfied with one man. The man can't be satisfied with one woman. Or you say, oh, he just had a baby. We gonna work through it. Or, oh, he knocked my teeth in. He disrespected me. He violated me. He called my mom out her name. He called me out my name. He called my friends. Oh, but, he just was mad, girl. Anytime you do all of those things, all you do is encourage this type of insane, unhinged behavior. And what's crazy to me is that men will tell you they are so logical. They are so logical. I'm the one that thinks logical without emotion. You don't think that it's illogical to constantly expect another group of people to do something that you won't do yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't think it's illogical to think that eventually there isn't going to be some type of breaking point in women where women are just going to be like, you know what? We can't take it. For goodness sake, you have men in other countries unaliving women if they don't like the food. They're actually kidnapping women, forcing them to cook while they're actively raping them and abusing them. And if they don't like the food, then they're unaliving those women. We have men out here telling women that they cannot speak out in public. They can't even speak loudly or laugh or sing in their own homes. But y'all think it's okay to do all of those things, but you think that a man sitting in the chair is where they draw the line. A man not leaving the house. A woman telling her parents in a house that she lives in that is 50% hers that they shouldn't have to leave. Huh? But it's, y'all, I just wanted y'all to see this, because I wanted women to really understand that there is a problem. There's a problem. Like I said, I personally don't trust men as far as I can see them. I don't. And I understand that because I think that people, a lot of times people say, well, if all men were bad, then every part of the world would be in chaos. Women wouldn't be able to go to the store. They wouldn't be able to do this, that, and the third. And I do agree with that to a point. But why? We don't know how many men don't do something because they're afraid of going to jail, because they're afraid of getting in trouble. Now, it'd be different if we was out here living in the Walking Dead situation where there was no law, there were no institutions. Then I think that we would really, really, really get to see how men behave when there's no consequence. Because anywhere where men have the ability to do what they want to do to women without consequence, it's always insane behavior going on. But anyway, this was just a video that was just off the top of my head, so I don't want to keep on rambling to y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think down below, because this wasn't a video that I really wanted to like put a script to. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, is it shocking to anybody? Y'all see these type of things all the time, every day, 24/7. A man having a temper tantrum because he can't get his way. A man having a temper tantrum because a woman said no. A man having a temper tantrum because he feels disrespected, but yet on the other end, feel like women are supposed to put up with every bit of disrespect for men is possible, and they're just supposed to smile and go make them a sandwich. You know? Which is why I say, and I will always say, do not give men any grace. Zero grace. I know I don't. Not for disrespect. Period. You disrespect me, you violate me, you do anything like that to where it's an overstep, you're gone. You're done. Because women don't get it. You know, I don't believe in giving anybody nothing that they don't give. You know, reciprocation is key. But anyway, for real, I digress for real this time. Because this is a topic that I feel really strongly about. It really makes me mad, y'all. Just a simple, like I said, the double standard. It's just how, like I was saying, like when it comes to cheating. If a woman is cheating, she's a low down, dirty 304. She ain't no good. She can't be trusted. His boys of the man is telling him, you better leave her alone. Don't be worried. You don't be with no 304. You don't be with no cheater. It cannot be accepted. So many men say, oh, she's gone. She's gone. But then those same men, they can cheat on you a million different times in your own house with your sister and your mama and your cousin too. And then you supposed to accept them back. You supposed to be like, oh, that's all right, baby. You know what I mean? Or your mama talking about it. So he's a good man, Savannah. Or his family, his brothers, his friends trying to tell you that you're supposed to take him back. That he didn't mean it. It was just a mistake. I just don't believe in doing it. I don't believe in the double standards. If you think that I, as a woman, am not supposed to do it, then you ain't supposed to do it either. It's the same with body count. Like, you know how men always shame women for body count and all of those things? I always shamed men for body count. Like, back in the day when I was dating, men would say, I would ask men, what's your body count? Because I really do believe body count for a man is way more important than body count is for a woman. Because body count for a man is very indicative of his character and what he has going on. Because women are just naturally selective, regardless. So men, your body count is definitely something that you need to be judged on. I openly judge men on their body count. Like, oh, wow, that number, oh, yeah, I couldn't date you. This will be our last date. You're not up to my standards. You're actually a 304. You're actually ran through. Yuck. Would never let that touch me. You know, I don't believe in any double standards that you could possibly think or put on women. I can guarantee you, I wholeheartedly rejected him and push it right back. Like Uno reversed. Uno reversed right back on the man. For real. I'm telling you. I have gotten so off track with this video. I am sorry, y'all. Y'all let me know if y'all like some of these videos where I just speak, because I feel like this is too much. Let me just shut up now, y'all. Let me just shut up. Because I could go all day and tell y'all about the ways that I really would treat men. And y'all would probably be like, how do you have a husband? Like, if you were out here treating Negroes like this. Anyway. And that's a whole nother thing entirely. I don't believe men like it when women are extremely nice to them. I don't. I think they view it as a sign of weakness. And I'm not saying you're supposed to be mean to your man or mean to men and abuse them. Like, well, I think you're supposed to be mean to men. I take that back. I do. I'm talking about if you have a man that's specifically yours. No, I don't think you're supposed to be mean to him. But, you know, you treat him good. But I still don't think men like nicey nice women. I don't. And if you're dating men, absolutely, you better not be nice. But anyway, let me just keep going. If y'all ever want to know those things, y'all let me know. I would probably have to have like a Patreon or something like that, because I want to be able to speak freely without YouTube guidelines. So it's a lot of things that I would really, y'all, I'm telling y'all, I really want to say up here on this app, but I know that I'm going to get in trouble, so I can't say it here. So y'all let me know if y'all ever want me to like create like, I don't know, a secret group, a Facebook group, even though we ain't messing with Meta right now, right? Because of like TikTok and all of that. So we don't got to do Facebook. We could do something else. Y'all tell me. But where I just really get candid, because I will really tell y'all some real stuff that will probably have y'all clutching y'all pearls about the way I feel like you really supposed to treat me. Anyway, all right, I'm done, y'all. I'm done. I digress for real. If you watched this whole video and you really enjoyed it, please do me a favor and drop a 2 in the comments down below. And you already know why, because family annihilators are boo-boo. And I really feel like that's probably minimizing the situation. I want y'all to know that I seriously understand the seriousness of the situation. So maybe I'll just say that men that co-sign family annihilation, which is exactly what these men were doing, is boo-boo. Just drop a number 2 down below. And if you can't donate to my Cash App above to help support the channel, that's no problem at all. Just do me a free favor. I don't think TikTok is even going to be here by the time that you guys see this video. But if it is, follow me there. But I don't think so. You can. But more importantly, follow me on YouTube, because that is where I can, will, and usually am more active on, is YouTube. So follow me there. Hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any of my new uploads. And as always, ladies, I really do love to hear from y'all. And please let me know what y'all think about the things that I proposed here in the video. Let me know if y'all want to do that or not. So please drop your thoughts, comments, and feelings down below.